be charging into the said valley.
We're up to a great start, by the
Lovely.
way. Valley of Death.
Well, yes. Well, I didn't say it again.
You thought once was enough for the Valley of Death.
I think that our audience actually knows and can understand. That's the thing. Everybody's hip to this jive. That's a kicker. Who's happening up on the YouTubes? Anybody?
Let's see if we're live yet.
Checking it out.
Gettysburg, ma'am! Hello! Good to see you!
Absolutely.
I hope you had a Merry Christmas, too. We definitely did. Thank you so much. Oh, and Doug is here. Hi, Doug.
Good stuff.
Aloha. Yay!
I think I've got something appropriate.
Hello, Errol and Lisa. So good to see you. And hello, Wayne.
I think I have something appropriate for
Hope everyone is enjoying the season.
Doug on here. Fun
Did
stuff.
you get that, Doug?
Yeah.
Anyway, hello, everyone. So we have some cocktails that we created in
prior years.
In honor. No, well, we've adjusted them from prior years. Hi, Julie.
Yeah. Hello.
So I'm thinking that New Year's Eve, we're going live on New Year's Eve at 11:30 Eastern to drop the ball. And if you've ever seen us drop the ball, it's extremely glamorous, and you won't want to miss it.
Again, by drop the ball, we mean we actually have the disco ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we'll
descend.
be dropping the ball.
Not.
Hi, Eric.
We're
Good to see you.
Not we're gonna blow the broadcast because we.
Yeah. No, we're gonna.
I got to keep making.
We're gonna be dropping the ball at 11. Well, no, we'll be dropping the ball at midnight.
Yes. But
we'll be live at 11:30. But I'm just thinking on New Year's Eve, I want to have fun, so we're gonna give you the cocktails tonight, and then if you'd like to make them on New Year's Eve, great.
Well, then away we go.
And if you don't want to make them on New Year's Eve, that's perfectly all right too.
If you would like to play along at home with your own soundtrack, because of course we can't do those sorts of things for you live here unless it comes from Rumbar Records or the like.
Gettysburg, ma'am, says enjoying the season, but sure doesn't feel like Christmas in New Year's with the 50-degree temps. Yeah, it was like that here yesterday, and then it got kind of cold today.
It's up and down and up and down. We had that whole seasonal week that I took a week some PTO. I had to use some days, right? And it was a great week. We got a lot done. We recorded a song during that period. And I recall some days it was like a 60, 62. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm in it. I'm into it.
Hi, Alan and Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Makes it pleasant to hang auxiliary lights out there.
You dropped a ball on me. You dropped the ball on me.
Baby.
You dropped the ball on me.
Watch out for the sound music bot. It's going to get you.
Uh-oh. It's going to shut us down. Hi, Devin.
Gap Band Publishing is going to come after you. But hey, I name-checked the actual guys.
Devin's making eggs fria.
That's one of their best.
Yummy.
Eggs fria. Fria or fria? I can't tell. It's one of those things.
So.
Eggs, pagan gods.
So like I said, we're going to share the drinks tonight, our recipes, and then on New Year's Eve, we'll just drop the ball and we'll hang out and it'll be fun.
The mirror ball will descend. We'll put it that way.
And then if we're still live, when another time zone goes into New Year's, we'll drop it again.
Well, the ball will ascend.
It will ascend, and it will...
And then it will descend again.
Redescend.
It'll redescend. I love that.
We had quite a contraption set up last year.
We did.
As I recall.
It worked well for the purpose.
It did. We'll have to do that again.
And I got to tell you, Times Square has nothing on these two over here. They do one ball drop, and it's like, that's it! It's like a one time zone. Jeez, what a bunch of lame-ups. Damn.
We at least drop the ball in different time zones.
You can't keep a big crowd hanging out there in 10 below weather like for more than a few hours.
Except it's supposed to be warm this year, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, that'll be something new.
In Times Square.
That'll be something new, wouldn't it?
So, anyway.
There's also recommendations that nobody be in Times
Fred.
Square.
Good to see you.
Oh
my gosh, our broadcast keeps getting interrupted.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If it gets interrupted for you... I hope it's not for long. Ours keeps on dropping out for a second.
I think we should make a drink.
I kind of think so. I feel a little dry. Yeah.
So do you want to go first or should I?
I think the lady first.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll be polite that way.
So this is one that I altered from the past. I'm calling it New Year's Eve by the Fire. And I'm starting with bourbon.
Bourbon is a pretty good place to start.
2 ounces of bourbon, to be precise. Wow! I lost my mistletoe. Hey!
What?
Oh.
What's your hands doing?
I don't know. I thought maybe you were trying to kill me or something.
With mistletoe. Only if you eat it.
Oh, that's a really good idea, though, for a murder mystery.
Only if you eat it. Yeah.
Oh, someone wants to steal that.
Yeah, there's an idea if you're going to try it. I think the problem is that mistletoe tastes terrible, so you wouldn't actually eat it by accident. If you did, you'd say, whoa, whoa, you know, and get rid of it very quickly. That's the thing.
So that was 2 ounces of bourbon, and I'm going to do a ½ ounce of Kahlua salted caramel liqueur.
I still have some of this stuff. Did we see that recently at a liquor store to demonstrate that it is still in the market?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're using this, we're not using something that has gone defunct that you can't find.
I try not to use things you can't get.
It's kind of a pain. But yeah, when you got this great ingredient and then manufacturer says, no, switching over and stops making it.
Okay, this is... Oh, we got to catch up. Hi, Mom.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Aw, miss you too.
Oh, yeah, likewise.
And
likewise.
hello,
Yeah.
Peter. Eric says, I wonder how many of these people who wait around to see the ball drop in below zero weather are the same people who tell others to get a life.
You know, there's a lot of...
As we like to say around here, to ask the question is to answer it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty... You could put a number on that. There's an awful lot of judgment happening out there. And I got to say, you know, watch out when you're in a glass house, folks.
Mistletoe from the makers of Athlete's
That is
Foot.
those folks. Ah!
So that was a ½ ounce of the salted caramel and then a ½ ounce fresh lemon juice. And then I'm going to do 5 dashes of Angostura bitters because I don't want it to be too sweet.
It's good to contrast such things.
So,
as we were noting on a broadcast recently for a seminar that we gave, that the bitters distinctly counteract the sweet. If you're not adding any sour, and for instance the drink doesn't call for it, and you think, well, that's kind of on the sweet side, bitters are your friend. That's the kind of stuff.
So this is version 1 of this drink.
V1.
There will be a version 2. We will have a version to this drink.
Ah, good comment. Good comment there, Devin. Kisses deadlier. Kisses deadlier than wine. You know.
Okay, so shake with ice.
I mean, this distinct folky thing going on there.
And then we're going to strain it into a cocktail glass, which I have
strained into a cocktail glass, which you
have
pre-rimmed
with sparkly sugar.
I'm going to put this aside in case this decides to let go, but it looks like it's holding.
No, it's on there pretty well.
That's good. That's good.
And since we promised glamour,
check out the
this
shot
evening.
Here. You're shaking the camera.
Oh boy! I mean business when I shake a drink.
And we're not kidding over here. Those are real rocks. She's really shaking the hell out of it.
Okay,
these are no stunt cocktails, in case anybody's ever wondering, is that for real? We've had that question before.
So it's already glamorous with its sparkly sugar, but...
It already looks pretty awesome.
I'm going to...
Very nice.
Shake a little...
Tiny bit of disco dust.
Disco dust onto it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. Just a dust.
Now it's even... Oh, and the bar's glamorous, too, because I got some on the bar.
And the bar is also glamorous. Yeah.
You know what you can also do is, if you have a clear glass, we'll do this with round 2. You can also shake some with your drink.
With the drink. And then it will sort of be suspended inside the solution.
New Year's Eve by the fire.
New Year's Eve by the fire. So a bourbon
Mmm.
drink.
So good.
Well, I'm interested to try that again. Actually, for the first time, I just set that right down. These glasses are very shallow, and I get a little paranoid about them. So.
Oh, we have a vintage disco ball in Gettysburg, ma'am. It's it should be quite special.
That's nice with the rim, and the rim is very sparkly.
I love the rim.
So that's actually quite nice.
Digging the rim.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the vintage of that ball, but probably 80s anyway. I'm trying to think of when I picked that up and where it had been kicking around. I don't know the exact provenance. I think I got it at a yard sale.
Some of the disco tiles are coming loose, like the mirror tiles.
Well, it's been around for a while. It's just a big styrofoam ball. You know?
Thank you.
Always good to have a few spare tiles on it.
So I combined a little bit of disco dust with the sugar, which was already sparkly. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. We'll have more glamour for you on New Year's Eve, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to say what I have in the works
mm-hmm.
in case it doesn't work. but
if
it does work, it's going to be something else.
I tell you. So if it doesn't work, not happening. But if it does work, you're going to see it.
If it does work, you're going to see it. And if it doesn't work, we don't need to talk about it.
It will be buried in the backyard, never to be seen again.
Yeah,
just like in Christmas Story. I think I faintly heard taps playing in the background.
Exactly. That there's a 50% chance that'll happen.
But I like the idea of dropping an olive. Get this massive olive.
I know. Well, we used to drop this little tiny disco ball ornament.
You know?
And then we got the disco ball.
The tiny disco ball was hilarious, but the full-size disco ball is actually a big statement. So
Doug says no CGI allowed.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks doing this sort of thing would just like hit the effects thing and be like, oh, suddenly Times Square is in back of them. Green screen is great. We use it with some frequency. We've never used it live.
We don't have CGI though.
We don't have CGI.
So.
We don't have all that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, thanks.
And I think to myself, yeah, it's very commonly used, and just do the real effect. Do the real thing. You've got the disco ball. Use the disco ball.
We got a disco ball, and we're going to use it.
And by the way, talk about dating yourself. You're dashing some of that stuff on the drink, and all I can think of is disco dust, disco dust. It's which of course it was moronic. But, far be it from me to not relay something moronic to you.
Oh,
so you don't have to.
Says we drop a cannonball here in Gettysburg. That does sound appropriate.
Boom! Hello. That's a thing. Or does one launch the cannonball first and it makes this big parabolic arc and then it lands somewhere? That'd be fascinating.
That would be, if you could time that would be something else.
Ballistics, it's a whole science. You can kind of make sure it's going properly.
Would you like a drink too?
Yeah, I'm kind of dry, as I stated.
Right, well.
And I will actually take a draft of this because of that.
We happen to have one here for you to make.
We happen to have one for you to make, so let's actually do that. So you did the Eve by the fire.
Yes.
Well, what do you know? I gotta grab a shaker. This is one.
Since we don't have a clear glass, you don't necessarily. Well, I guess you could shake some dust with it.
I could try that. Let's start with what's in this. So this is a rye drink. It is a type of rye sour. We're calling it the Ball Drop Rye Sour. So here we go. And I was about to put this on the glass, and it's all rimmed in sugar. Let's not do
that's a bad idea. So
anyway, 2 ounces of rye. This happens to be 100% rye. Wow, that's the real thing, right? A lot of rye is 100%. And I think it's just a throwback to that whole bottled in bond thing, because you had to actually bottle it at that proof before sticking it in the government warehouse.
Last thing our town needs is another battle.
Yeah.
Hi, Philip.
That last one was enough, I gotta say.
Eve cubed. I love it.
Many would agree.
New Year's Eve.
Eve, Eve, Eve.
I love it.
Well, we had the Christmas Eve, 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 didn't we?
Yeah, and now it's New Year's Eve, Eve.
And the next day we were actually up at visiting folks on Christmas Eve, Eve. And then, what do you know, the next day, it was actually just Christmas Eve. It was like, yeah, we've gone through all of those, haven't we? Potentially, we are on Christmas 2022, Eve, 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 Eve. You got some time here? Well, I'm not going to say all those Eves, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to say that because, hey, we got all these great things to get through. Got all these great things to get to before we go through this whole season again next year.
I'm glad you're here.
Definitely. So I need to know what else is in this. Fine item.
Grand Marnier.
And Grand Marnier. Well, that's a fun place to go. Here we go with Marnier. I was holding this bottle earlier and saying, sticky, sticky, sticky. These bottles are all like that. And this is, again, this is a very good example of the term trade dress. Trademarks? Yeah, trademark is like probably that red cap there. But the shape of the bottle. And you know what? It looks like, oh, that's not going to leak. No, it does.
So it's been your legal lesson.
All over the damn place, yeah. You've heard of trademarks. You've heard of service marks. Trade dress.
Half ounce.
Half ounce. Let's get that guy going there. Come on.
Good thing we bought more.
It is actually getting low, and we did buy more because I think we both realized, yeah, is that getting low? Look at that. There are several more drinks in there at a half an ounce per, but then it's gone. So good thing to have a spare. Happen to like the Marnier quite a bit.
this.
I'm going to want half an ounce of fresh lemon.
Yep. Oh, you know what? I didn't use a twist in mine.
Oh, put that twist on. But definitely. Oh, titch,
There we
she
go.
says. But definitely. And 3 dashes of the cocoa bitters.
Those
We
are
are
behind
using the Angostura. We've seen this in a number of supermarkets. Should be available in yours because Angostura kind of has the hammer
Well,
lock
hopefully.
on supermarkets across the country.
Hi, Michael.
Has had for a long time.
In
This
snowy
is
Idaho.
a pretty recent product. It's a lot of fun. If you like Angostura regular, give these a try. They make a big deal about how this is, you know, what do they call it? It's a distinctive expression expertly crafted with fine Trinitario cacao nibs. 1, 2, 3.
Alrighty then.
So 3 of those.
Peter, I agree completely. Can never go wrong with Grand Marnier.
You really can. It's actually designed to be
Completely agree.
consumed straight up. Large cube, a couple of fingers of Marnier, just have it as an orange liqueur.
Gettysburg
It is 80
Jam.
proof.
I know. Christmas seemed to come and go quickly this year. I know. It always does.
I'm not going to say anything at all about people's sensation of age or to call anybody old. But I will say that as time passes, things do seem to accelerate. That is a perception. I think that we experience things well, and you never get enough time. That's just kind of the thing. Anyway, there's a bunch of cocoa and chocolate bitters on the market. This one is a little less on the bitter side than some. So it's interesting. It actually really has a very nice
fun one to use.
chocolate flavor, and it's a nice one to use. If you have one of the other ones, try it. It'll work a little differently. Not a big deal. All right. We've got some really big cubes in here, which I think I will use. I like a big rock.
I'm afraid you're going to knock over my glamorously rimmed glass.
Reaching over in a parabolic arc. Second time today I've actually used that term.
I wonder how many times you can work parabolic arc into this podcast.
I don't think that anybody has actually used that in the
Hi,
past
Amy.
365 days, and here we are saying it 3 times.
Oh, Julie just bought the cocoa bitters. Awesome.
Oh, you did? Very good. So here's the thing to do with them. Check out any formulas out there.
Eric, I'm glad you had a nice Christmas.
Yeah,
Yay.
well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying. Check out any formulas out there that use a chocolate bitters and try the cocoa.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, make 2, one for your friend and your pal, and use different bitters in them. Dash them in at the end, give it a swirl, and see if it actually tastes different. It should. Just a little. Shake, shake, shake. We worked out a couple of days ago. I can still feel it up here. A lot of upper body stuff going on. And here we have our fine glass. Oh, we were talking about shaking a little dust.
Oh, yeah, you were going to dust
think.
it.
Maybe the pink?
Try the pink.
We happen to have the actual color is
They won't be able to see it, but we will.
No, but we will.
Hi, Marcy.
Actual color neon Miami flamingo. Well, I really gotta love a
and hello,
product
Knick-Knack.
that is not just pink. It's neon
Oh,
Miami
Eric,
flamingo.
I love that he's your buddy.
All right, so I'm going to actually reshake this briefly. Give myself like a good, maybe another good, There we go. A little bit of dust in the drink.
So remember one time on one of these broadcasts, I called this stuff edible glitter, and someone got so incensed. She was like, "It is not edible. It's just non-toxic." And
Well, I personally believe that.
I don't know. All I know is they sell it at the cake store.
I personally believe that if you can edit, it's edible. And this does specifically say New York Cake and Baking on it. This was actually a store that was
it's from a baking store.
You're intended to put this in food. If this is not digestible, that's another thing. We eat many things that are not necessarily digestible, like fiber. So I have no problem with the disco dust. It is non-toxic. It is not made out of plastic. So I'm going to give that a brief shake to incorporate because I've already shaken this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Eric, that sounds so great.
And we'll give that a second to calm down. Oh, yeah.
For your nephew.
Aw. Now, let's give that a whirl. So this is actually a similar type of drink, different base. And we just did something different with the dust. Right. And let's see if
you can totally see it.
Oh, yeah. You cannot see that from here.
You can't see it, but it looks great.
This glass is fairly opaque from that direction there. But while pouring, it did swirl and swirl. And
Gettysburg, I totally agree with you. Sounds like that lady needs more glitter in her life.
You know what you need?
These people, they no longer bother me, but it was just so, she really was like on a mission to school me.
I have from time to time been corrected on things at work. And I think, was that necessary? Maybe you could have sent me a private message saying, well, actually, it's what this is.
No, I need to school you
do like
in front of everyone.
Kind of
because I'm 12.
And see everybody who you trying to prove that to, you know? This tastes distinctly different than that, despite being made of similar materials. Including the glitter, which you, oh yeah, let's actually get that twist in there. Naturally enough, you give that, this is a nice solid twist there. Oomph, to express a little oil onto the surface. So we have a little bit more of that. Drop it in. Try it again. Immediate.
Says, I prefer my food non-toxic. I just take my chances. I figure we all got to go sometime.
Yeah, really. Note I was also mentioning that I think the real issue is digestibility. And there are a number of things we eat that are not particularly digestible, but are actually a reasonable part of a good diet, balanced. The rye has this, and this rye in particular has a distinctly different taste than the bourbon. It's like usually referred to as grassier. That's a reasonable description. The bourbon is a little sweeter because of what's in the mash bill. So,
I just love that, Eric. I'm so glad you guys had a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, it's like they say, 'tis the season, and you may or may not be jolly, but you can certainly be pretty happy about it.
You two wanted to hold your comment about the time where my niece put icy cold snow down my butt. YouTube was like, this comment needs to be moderated. I allowed it.
He said, but. Well, I think
if we got to go, then let's go with glitter. Amen, Peter.
You know, there's a whole funny bit about that, but I got to say, glitter.
Oh, Devin, yes, amen. People have no sense of worth, so they have to dump on others to manufacture it, right?
I'm going to actually paraphrase a fairly well-known cartoon and just kind of ape the whole words there. I think that glitter will get you through times of no money better than money will get you through times of no glitter. Thinking of times in our lives when we've been a little strapped.
You need a small amount of money to buy glitter, I guess.
I spent my last $10 on glitter, and that's all I got. But I have the glitter. So
well, I'm with Peter. If I got to go, I'm going to go glittery.
It was glitter.
Julie says, I want my obit to say, it was the glitter that did her.
It was the glitter that did her.
Me too. Me too.
I think we have our next song title. It was the glitter that did her.
Michael says, deep, Paul. That was heavy.
Really heavy, man. Very, very
Hi,
heavy.
Suze. Happy New Year.
If anybody can name what I'm aping there, then you get 10 points right off the bat.
We love you too.
If you want to name the cartoonist, it was a cartoon that was in. That's a kind of a classic thing from back in the era.
Glitter says, I almost called you Glitter, Devin. Devin says, you ever put glitter in the bathroom of someone you hate? It's magic. Oh. I'm so glad I brought this up.
You know?
Oh, Mary, hello. It sounds like the lady needed an enema. I wouldn't waste glitter on her. These comments are the best.
Well, I wasn't about to say it, but
Eric says,
somebody's already whipped out the term butt, so what the hell?
Gettysburg says, go glitter or go home. Eric is saying, YouTube is making me wonder what being an adult really means.
It was a great
quote.
You
make up curse words that sound questionable.
We got a great quote from your sister recently where she made it funny, and it was pretty immature, but it was hilarious. And she says, yeah, because I'm 12. It was like, that was hilarious. It was hilarious.
12?
When you got to say that comment because it's just ridiculously inane, but it's like, because I'm 12. It's like, yeah, I will do that.
I gotta try that, Devin.
Absolutely. I will say that I wasn't about to say this because I thought, I don't know, but our audience is open to things. That type of person who is going to make a big deal about glitter, it's like a little tight ass. You need to loosen things up.
Or sprinkle it in their couch just a little 10 points if they don't know it was you. You could use this glitter because it's really fine. Mm-hmm. So, you might not notice it, but you would notice it if it was stuck to your butt.
You would notice it eventually.
Someone would notice it and say, why is your butt all glittery?
It eventually. The disco dust is very fine. It's potentially... what is this anyway? It doesn't really taste like anything. So it's potentially like either superfine sugar or I don't really know what the hell is in disco dust. It doesn't say.
It's not sugar because it's not sweet.
Yeah, not sweet, non-toxic. Doesn't really have any flavor. It might be gelatin. It might be like tiny little fragments of gelatin. It's always possible.
Don't believe me? Go outside and ask a guy. Don't you hate it when you have to dorch your clut in order to get your meeper out? I'm pretty sure something like that could get you beat up around here.
I think plenty of people out there are dorching their clut, and that's part of the problem. But eventually they'll figure it out.
Amy. We have sanding sugar on these, and it works great. I'm happy to report.
It's actually about the same.
Drive them crazy, Devin. I love it.
Yeah, this is about the same grain as like a table sugar, but it has color added to it. So this is very silvery, which is fun. Fun is part of the deal. You can do this with a regular sugar rim. You can do this with powdered sugar. It's very commonly made, like if you're doing, say, a sidecar cocktail. Very reasonable approach.
Yes. Great Food and Beverage says glitter would look great in a Jell-O dish.
Oh, really?
I'm going to try that.
Glitter, glitter. Well, you specifically went out to purchase some more glitter for tonight's podcast, and then discovered that we had 4 little containers.
Oh, you know what I also found today, though? Here's what we should share. Mm-hmm. Well, we have a couple of things to share. We have new stuff to share.
Got stuff.
I found this stuff, which is, the name's on the package. The bottle's unmarked.
Oh.
What were they calling this?
Something or other. Let me see if there's an actual...
It's like, it was in the baking section. No, it doesn't say anything.
It really doesn't say anything.
The little sleeve for it is over on the table. This stuff gets all over you.
It really does.
So, you spray it, and it broadcasts a small amount of glitter. It's for baking, but...
Atomizes.
Yes.
The little atomies.
What are they calling it?
This product is calling itself Edible Dust. Interesting. That's actually a pretty good name.
That was also in the cake baking section.
Pretty good name for a metal band.
Oh, made 2022 of more glitter. Yes.
Please.
Peter, we're on the same wavelength.
I tell you. Insufficient glitter in many, many cases over the recent years.
Hello, Jack.
I can't tell whether the brand is Sweet Tooth Fairy or whether the product is Sweet Tooth Fairy.
My clut is glitchy as I had dorsed into the ditch.
The instructions say, ajoutez des brillants à votre création avec une pompe à poudre facile à utiliser. I cannot speak French to save my life, but I just did. In English, add some shimmer to your creations with an easy-to-use dust pump. I was mentioning to her recently.
I like an easy-to-use dust pump.
She likes to use an easy-to-use reverse dust pump to get rid of such things around the house. And I think we're going to need it after all this. But this is fun. So let's see. Actually, what is in this anyway? This is probably a pretty good example. Titanium dioxide. That's white stuff on your nose. Mica.
Glitter poopery.
Rice starch and some colors. Starch, mica, and titanium dioxide.
Glitter was also a failed Mariah Carey movie. That sounds like a good one to watch on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and she's got like a...
I haven't seen it.
Wasn't she the song of this past Christmas? And suddenly that song was everywhere. So, if she signed the correct royalties deal, ka-ching, ka-ching, that would have been nice.
Yes, Gettysburg, ma'am, and Devin, you are on the same wavelength. Saying glitter is the ultimate revenge. Want to get back at someone? Use glitter.
But the dust pump, ching, ching, ching. We have a little device inside there somewhere.
Fred says dust pump sounds like a band name.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
I'm saying I was thinking that Edible Dust was a pretty good band name, but Dust Pump. Dust Pump sounds like, that band that's on that like grunge revival tour.
Or Breast Pump.
Breast Pump. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Devin's been making more savory gelatin aspects. How has that been going?
Savory aspects.
So curious.
Do you need to spell that with a superfluous U, or is it just savor? So
isn't a vacuum cleaner? That's what he was saying. Yeah, it's like a reverse.
It's a reverse dust pump. So there we go. Is that it?
That's it.
You want more of that edible rim there, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
It was mostly for decor.
I'll have the dreg.
There was no dreg. I left no dreg.
There's a dreg. It was good. Still working on this guy over here.
I have a variation of that one. Also incredibly glamorous.
Theme and variations.
And this one, we'll be able to... You know what? We have something else to share with you too, but we'll do that later. Just organizing my brain here. All this talk of glitter puts me in the mood to listen to T-Rex.
Now you're talking.
As well it would.
That was inspired within the past week, I think. Yeah, right before our last broadcast, I had seen some friends, and something in the conversation reminded me of Gary Glitter. I know what it was. There is, of course, the Mexican Elvis, Elvez, has a Christmas album. It's a fine collection of tunes, and he does a version of Little Drummer Boy, and the whole beat is basically taken off of a Gary Glitter song. And he actually keeps on chanting "Come on, come on" during this. And he was asking me about this. I couldn't for the life of me figure it out until we played the song. I'm like, oh yeah, that one, great. And then I was suddenly in the mood to hear Gary Glitter with one of his big hits, the one that was covered by Joan Jett. Actually, she covered a couple of his songs. What one was that anyway? Didn't Know I Love You Too. I Saw You Rock and Roll, something like that.
Can I interject?
But I just threw that on the way home, and I was like, oh yeah. So it was great stuff.
I like Eric says, leave a babysitter with a child in glitter. See how she deals with the litter of glitter, making her psyche bitter.
No.
You're a poet.
Bang, 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 bang. It's like haiku.
Dust Pump and the Glitter Bunnies with their new single, Vacuum Bag. Okay, here we go.
I think we need to have an Ed,
Mark Bolan.
Ed and Fred side band called Dust Pump. And this would be like, you just keep trading off on drums and bass. You just like every other song, you switch positions.
Oh, Devin, that's hilarious.
Oh, there we go.
So I need a shaker. Pardon me. Are there? There's no glass in there.
No glass in there? Really? Are we missing glass?
I think we are.
Elevator going down.
I don't know if there are any down there. I packed so many shakers away for Christmas.
You packed all the shakers.
I know. I had to make room for the Christmas.
You could use a DOF size.
Oh, Amy says, no, this is going into a flute. I just wanted to shake it first. Okay. Well, Amy says, Elvis just did a live stream with a surf band from Mexico a couple of weeks ago. He looked and sounded great. We saw him a few years ago. It's been a minute, but the litter of glitter.
I believe it was 2013 we saw Vez. And I got to tell you, his show was astonishing because of the number of costume changes. It's like every other number, bang. The Elvezettes actually start vamping, and then suddenly he's out in a different unitard. Whoa!
I know, Kelly. We keep freezing up on Facebook. Woo. I mean, it hasn't frozen up on YouTube. So
are we frozen for good? Let me know.
Facebook for this.
I might not be able to do anything about that, but
Didn't
I'd like
do
to know.
Well on Billboard. The litter of glitter, kitten's revenge. Lewis says.
Glitter, glitter, glitter.
Oh my God.
So litter is not glitter. It's litter now. Glitter is potentially actually made out of gelatin and mica.
I have an idea.
Which is, not much to speak of. And gelatin is certainly something that your body can process. Mica, it can't, but you know what? It will just move right on. And that's perfectly fine.
Which one of these is 1 ounce? Neither?
You.
Okay.
That guy.
I'm going to issue.
You have to examine such things. Some of them can mark, some of them don't. I think they should all be marked.
Peter says we're good on Facebook, and Kelly says we're frozen, so I don't know what to say.
If we're dead to the world.
Hit refresh.
Try refreshing.
Refreshing.
Try just completely restarting, because your browser might have completely
I love this
on
discussion going on.
Ours is giving us shots on Facebook only, so that's kind of an issue.
Elvez was wearing leather fringe and looking hot.
I could believe that in a hot minute. The Christmas album, if you don't own it, is well worth your time. Excellent selection of stuff, including several live tracks. There's a great version of something called Now I Want to Be Santa Claus, which is, yeah, you guessed it, done to the tune of a Stooges song. Big fun. There's a real Christmas band if I ever heard one.
I'm just going to put some pink glitter in I'm just going to stir it because I don't have time to look for a thing. But
speaking of more glitter.
Okay.
So I'm examining this.
In it. But this is a variation on the one I did before.
It's hard to see the
Paul
glitter
Dominguez
in
know his hat is missing.
Yes, and he's not getting it back. With Charles, that's probably a pretty bad idea. The man was known to have a fairly sharp temper. Whoa!
Oh, Gettysburg Man was asking, curious if you guys will have any bar snacks in the works for the New Year's Eve show.
Oh,
Why,
really?
yes, I have an idea.
We have a pretty good idea.
Which I'm not sure will work at all. But if it works, it will be spectacular.
You raise a good idea, but perhaps we should also have a bar mix. We were actually at some fine New York City establishments recently, both of which feature some bar mix. And the second one had a real classic bar mix and made us want more bar mix. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Second one was...
Hi, Mark. Oh, good. I'm glad it's working for you now, Kelly. Awesome. So, okay, this is a variation.
Watch for that Clever Stooges
on
reference.
the one I did before.
I think I got Peter's attention with that one, too.
The one I did before was New Year's Eve by the Fire. I'm calling this one Midnight by the Fire. And I'm starting with... I guess we used all the... I was going to use some bourbon out of the fancy bottle, but that's empty.
I think we killed it. We managed to kill it. Those bottles do not have a large capacity, which means they're great for display and they're good for a party. But once they're out, they're out.
So this is going to be, you probably guessed, a bubbly variation. So instead of doing 2 ounces of bourbon, I'm doing 1 ounce. And...
It is to be noted that a classic French 75 is basically a full cocktail in a champagne flute topped with bubbles.
Which is why I like it.
We find that if you cut back on the base on that, you can have a few. And if you don't, oh boy. So it's probably going to modulate that a little bit, just saying.
And I'm doing a 1/2 ounce of the salted caramel.
Salted caramel, yeah.
It's very festive.
Again, still available at your local, I think. That's a Kahlua product. It's very sweet. If you would like to take that straight up on the rocks, or if you want to mix that with some creamy stuff and do a sort of a White Russian variation or something, go to town.
That would be dessert, though, not a cocktail.
Would be dessert.
And then
outside of the dude, where it's like sustenance.
A 1/4 ounce of the lemon juice. So I'm going to put some glitter in and stir it and see what happens. I don't know how well this is going to work with stirring, but
you need bubbles, don't you?
I do, but I'm going to stir this first.
I'm actually going to correct what you wrote here because I copied over, and I think that's what you wanted to say.
No, but that's fine. What you wrote is also fine.
Originally you said more.
So I know, but champagne is wine.
Okay.
But you can change it. That's all right.
Okay. Yeah. Yes,
agitating it.
Agitavian.
All right, it's been agitated. My thingy.
There you go.
Now.
I have my thingy.
Put it into my Glamorous flute, which also has my rimming sugar.
We have a good comment on bar snacks. Well, yeah, I think we can come up with a pretty good bar mix.
Ooh, look at how glittery. Can you tell? Can you guys tell? It is just...
I want to see that when
it's just glittery.
When you pour that and hold it, because I can see that from
so
here.
Glamorous.
The lights are coming right towards me, so that's...
I can't even with how glamorous it is.
That's a thing of beauty.
All right.
Let me see if that actually shows up in the video.
Probably not. You have to trust me. It's beautiful. You'll have to trust me that it's beautiful.
You know, I can see that on the video.
Oh, okay, good.
It's a little subtle. I mean, look, resolution is not what it used to be. But
there's the
it's there.
All right.
Actually, if you're watching on a really big screen TV, maybe that showed up better for you. Let me know. I'm looking at this like tiny little bit here. That's not the best way to look. But, you know, you got to do something, right? Yeah. Well, it's all absolutely true, Eric.
Oh, our sister made you a Mandalorian convert.
Oh, how about that?
Still never seen it.
Yeah, well, you know, but I tell you, like, you know, Disney is doing some very extensive things with that franchise, and it's all over the parks. So, hello.
It's not on Disney Plus, is it?
We'll have to check that out.
I paid for a month of Disney Plus because there are a bunch of movies I need to watch for a class. So,
including Moana, which we're currently watching, which is just charming, really.
I watched Inside Out yesterday. I'm bald like a baby.
Oh, there we go.
So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
And here we are having a recommendation on the eggnog. Eggnog. Eggnog.
It's so pretty. This thing is glittering like crazy.
So Apple TV is not showing up the glitter. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Rah, 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 rah.
Where's my... Oh, here it is. I got to use my leg lamp cork. I got a leg lamp cork for Christmas.
You do indeed. Let me get this
out.
out.
Now we got to cut it out, though.
Here we go. I got you. I got you. This is very true. We have this. This is why I brought the tool. You need to have your knife before you do a broadcast because this thing is held fast. Guess what?
That cocktail could be called the Dazzler. Oh, I love it. Walk it up to the camera. All right.
Yep. Try it out. Maybe that'll actually improve things. Let me take a look, and I think we'll see that here before we see that there. Hold that for just a second more. And I'm taking a look very carefully. I can. Yeah, it's still kind of subtle. But it's picking it up. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
You just needed to get more. Well, you needed to get closer. Is what you needed to get. So,
hi,
awesome.
Aaron.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Okay, good. All right. Mandalorian is on Disney Plus. Okay, good.
Well, all right then.
I can see it.
We've seen an awful lot of Baby Yoda.
Oh, thanks, everyone.
Various places. So I'd be glad to see what.
Theater's resolution is not what it used to be.
I tell you, we're not great Star Wars fans, generally speaking, because I have not seen anything beyond the 3 movies released in the 1980s and 70s. So.
Yeah.
And here we go with a real classic.
It's a major award.
For your bottle of bubbles. Yep, it's a major award.
It's Christmassy now.
Now it's Christmassy.
All right, let's try this.
This item actually came
now that I've glittered it up.
Big Lots. If your local Big Lots still has some of these, snap them up now because they're going to be blowing them out fast. I actually tried to find half-price lights today at a certain major big box store, and gone, Daddy. So, wow. Because we've run through a lot of those little C7 incandescent bulbs, and also the bulbs that fit 10 lights in a strand, like we have on that tree with leg lamps. I need spares because they burn out. And I was denied.
I love it. I figured I would pay for 1 month of Disney Plus because I need to watch all these movies that are on Disney Plus. And I was like, well, it's cheaper than renting all of them to pay for 1 month of Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. But now there are so many good things on Disney Plus, I feel like I might have to keep it beyond 1 month.
We got a free month of Showtime because of a recent deal.
Oh, jeez.
I tried it, and there was a lot to watch. And then I found I wasn't watching it, and then it kept renewing automatically. And that's how they get you, folks. So,
Eric was disappointed with the 3 prequels.
The 3 prequels, meaning like episode 1, 2, and 3, not 4, 5, and 6. Is that a clarification that I can make there?
Oh, good. I'm glad you could see the glitter. All right, good. Yay. Hello, Chaz.
Hey, Chaz. Autographed Elvis poster. Oh,
my gosh,
wow.
Your autographed Elvis poster.
Go and check that out.
We met him. Oh, check out WandaVision. Yes, I want to. Yes, okay. As soon as I get through with my... Oh, you get Disney Plus free with Jessica's phone plan. Oh, my God, I love that.
Well, that's kind of...
I like a free app.
It's like,
platform.
If you decide to do the Amazon Prime sort of thing and pay them a certain amount of money a year, you get some freebies with it. And we enjoy some of those freebies. I also noticed that when you go to the music app, they really want to sell you something extra.
Well,
and I
think,
they do. I already paid. What am you were trying to sell me for? So I bounce back and forth between that and some other streaming services for my streaming functions.
Yes, Eric says correct. Okay.
Yeah, well... I got to say, there's a certain divide here. If you saw these things close in the period, no matter what age you were, I think that you really probably enjoyed episode 4, 5, and 6. And then when you saw the 1, 2, and 3, a lot of people of that age are like, yeah, meh. And a lot of people who actually saw those as their first Star Wars pictures love them. So there's a real divide. Some people accept everything. Yeah, it's like Star Trek fans. They'll say like, oh, I can accept every episode. And some people will just go, that's junk, yeah.
I got to see WandaVision. I got to see Hamilton. What else do I have to see on there?
Oh, yeah, we got to see Hamilton.
I mean, I have things that I need to watch. but then when those are done, I have other things I want to watch. So we might end up keeping it another month. We'll see.
Look, Disney is a massive franchise. Let's just put it that way. There's a huge amount of content there. And a lot of it is something you're going to want to see. So we'll check it out. We'll see what's what. Absolutely.
I know. It keeps freezing up on Facebook. I don't know what to say.
You know, it's been doing that regularly, and I really wonder what's what with that.
Oh, I know. Gettysburg. Yes, we are ahead on Facebook, and I don't know why. It's always like that.
Hilarious.
It is always like that.
It's like it hits Facebook first and, YouTube later. But I tell you, YouTube freezes up a lot less.
Yeah, they started with 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3 were the new films.
Yeah.
I saw the 4, 5, and 6.
The ones that were released first, yes.
Yeah, I saw the ones that were released first back in the day, but I haven't seen them since. So I probably need to get back up on my Star Wars.
You might be saying to yourself, if you're not a big fan, well, why did they release like 4 first? Look, this is like saying, why is the first Star Trek episode broadcast not the first one that they shot, or even the pilot? They needed some action. Star Wars, the series, starts to cook around episode 4. Thus, that's the first one that was released. Later on, they could do like the prequels and blah, blah, blah. But
Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis. I like Picard. Oh! That's a whole other... Yep, that's a whole other... Oh, you watched Hawkeye and thought it was good.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay, I'm getting so many things to watch. Yeah, the Muppets, they are on Disney Plus, Peter, and Michael's saying I experienced that with the original and new Blade Runner, Generational Divide. That could be.
Now, what was the new Blade Runner? There was a remake that happened? Because that kind of blew past me, and
I remember it. I didn't see it, but I do remember it being out.
Because there's a couple of levels going on here. Blade Runner, I saw in the theater in its original release, and it, of course, had been chopped and channeled a certain way for the theater, and a lot of fans were disappointed. And then a soundtrack album comes out that's not even the music that's on the movie, and people were grumbling. What are you supposed to do? Yeah, well, flash forward about 25 years, and then there's a re-edit of Blade Runner, which I saw too, and I was like, you know what? That actually has a lot more meat on the bone.
Yeah, sometimes the re-edit things make a little more sense.
Try that. And definitely, if you want to listen to the music, get the Vangelis. There was a problem when that was originally released. By now, you can get it many places, probably for no money at all. But if you need the actual music, you can find that too.
Okay, Amy says just watched Hawkeye and thought it was good. There's so much to watch.
A lot of content.
That is one thing. Like, if you're trying to keep on top of the content, it's a fool's errand.
I applaud you for trying to actually completely be in control.
Eric likes Picard, likes Firefly. There's so much. Didn't someone make a song about Picard? Probably. I'm sure of it. Yeah, Lisa, I'm with you. Saw Star Wars in 1977 when it first came out. Saw variations or sequels since then. Yeah, I gotta say, after... What's the last one we would have seen? I didn't see it with him because I didn't know him, but there was Empire Strikes Back.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I saw that.
Episodes.
And I think that was the last one we saw.
I got to keep this straight in my mind. It's like,
oh my gosh.
Like Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3.
Okay, new one is Blade Runner 2049. Okay, yeah. Final Cut original is best. Yeah. Who was everyone's favorite guest host on the Muppet Show?
Boy, I
gotta go back and watch them
all
again.
back in the day.
Yeah, I saw when I was a kid.
I gotta think that Harry Belafonte really.
Oh yeah.
Really cuts above, and there's so many fantastic guests. I mean, the Muppet Show did not choose lightly. They got great people. But you put Harry in the mix, and it just got chills up my spine. I'm thinking of that live album that he made at Carnegie Hall. And that's just a thing of nature. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good.
You
can speak to this soundtrack, but first,
sure.
Lewis is asking, does Baby Yoda poop?
Lewis? Every living thing defecates.
John Denver! Oh, that's a good one, Satellite. Yeah.
John Denver, who cut an entire Christmas album with the Muppets. Hello. So bear that in mind. That's a big thing.
Vangelis did the soundtrack to Blade Runner, and he didn't release it until like 1992.
Yeah. There was some issues with the rights on that at the time. And we're talking a very sort of like, it's kind of still in the classic Hollywood period where these rights deals are made and they're kind of stupid, and the composers might say, no, I'm not going for that. And then you're toast. And then the record label's like, what are we going to do? So they grabbed some orchestra to record the music, and nobody cares about this thing.
Eric's singing, Rita Moreno singing Fever with Animal.
Well, that's like, all over.
Exactly.
Whoa! That's the thing. They got just incredible talent on this show, but people respected Jim Henson and crew so much that they would actually say,
Animal,
let's do that. Yeah.
Everyone loves Animal. Oh, Johnny Cash.
Johnny! Oh, that's
so
killer.
many good ones. Okay, and Conversation Starter.
Conversation Starter. Mm-hmm.
Gettysburg Man was saying, does anyone have a New Year's resolution? Does anyone? I said goals. I said New Year's goals.
I recall the New Year's resolution from the Kevin and Bean Christmas tape from 1992, which was drink more eggnog. That's a pretty good idea. I think I will actually make good on that right now.
You're not going to set a resolution? Oh, Vincent Price, good one. Good one. I know what resolution I should set, which I probably won't, is I need to unplug more. I need to recharge more, I guess. I need to work less, is what I'm trying to say. There, I said it. I need to work less. But I have a million goals for the new year, so what are the chances that's going to happen? Oh, didn't Carrie Fisher host the Muppet Show?
Possibly, yes. I have to look that up again.
Oh, Marcy's asking, when is your New Year's Eve pour along? We haven't had Christmas yet. It's at 11:30 Eastern is when we'll start. So we'll go as long as we can. We'll make a big pot of coffee and see how many time zones we can ring the new year in.
And if we make it to West Coast New Year's ball drop, oh boy.
We'll be up all night because we will have had a bunch of champagne or Prosecco and coffee. So we won't be sleeping and we'll just be twitching.
Still have some nog in the old carton here. The great thing is that this is pre-dosed, so it lasts. I have about half a cup there.
Elton John. Okay.
Elton, oh wow, yeah.
I want to see Carrie Fisher. Honestly.
I want to see Carrie Fisher. Yeah, I think I would like to hear
Deborah Harry.
Oh, fun.
Did a duet with Kermit singing Rainbow Connection.
Oh, man. Whoa, that's just so dear. Debbie, who started out in a proto-punk band and then
Gettysburg Man, I feel you. When it tells you that your screen time is up, it's like, well, if it's your screen telling you that your screen time is up, what's the point?
Something's wrong with that.
Are you judging me?
Something's wrong with that.
Are you what? Are you trying to quit me? I don't know. It's weird when your screen tells you your screen time is up.
Isn't that like playing computer chess with the computer and it says you're a loser? I'm like, excuse me.
Oh, Paul Williams.
Trying to lose.
Yes. Oh, Lisa says, I know it's not a Muppet, but I love Madam the Puppet. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Waylon Flowers and Madam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there.
Yep.
I don't think I brought that one. Okay. Get into these things.
I love Miss Piggy. I said it. And Animal. And Fozzie. I got a Fozzie Bear for Christmas when I was a kid. All of them. What can I say? Been on screen. Oh. Eric says, I'd unplug, but I've been on screen FaceTiming my girlfriend and composing music. I feel like that's different.
That sounds like
I feel like composing music and FaceTiming your girlfriend are both completely... I don't want to say legit because I'm not going to judge anyone's screen time, but those are both very good reasons to be on screen.
I was about to say, those are reasons to be plugged.
Yes.
It's like, you remember that series from the 90s, MTV Unplugged? I remember there was an episode with, who was it, Tony Bennett, and I was thinking, I remember some people at the time saying, when was he ever plugged? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's always been playing with the Count Basie Orchestra. The guitar's plugged in, but that's about it. It's a bunch of horns. So that's hilarious, you know. I want to see Tony Bennett plugged, you know. But certain artists at the time did that kind of thing. It's hilarious.
Oh, yes, Julie. Someone's got that must exist. I need a doom scrolling timer. Yeah, yeah. That comes on. I feel like it should be like a happy little unicorn or bear or some other happy creature that pops up and says, "Okay, that's enough doom scrolling."
Whoop. Yeah, seriously. That's the thing.
Time to watch a cartoon.
I'm also enjoying an eggnog. This one has been spiked, and it's been actually aging for, the better part of about 20 days now.
Oh, no.
Really? Yeah, but it's also about 60 proof. So yeah, this is perfect.
No, that's what I meant. Like, this eggnog is all alcohol.
I have heard about people who do eggnog and then let it age for like a year. Like, what? But there's a lot of booze in there.
Oh.
There's a lot of booze in there. So it actually preserves things.
Post-holiday lethargy. I want to hear that one. Oh, well, yeah. Now, I think that if you're on with people, that is... Well, I mean, I'm not going to, like I said before, I'm not going to say anyone's screen time is not legit.
No, I mean, you do what you do.
I think if you're happy, you could be online 24/7, and if you're a happy camper, then God bless.
As with anything that you could possibly do, if you find you're doing too much of it and it's sort of sapping your energy.
Oh, the Swedish Chef, yes. Yes to the Swedish Chef.
Vert to Ferk.
Yep. You didn't have to just say that. Bork, bork, bork.
Bork, bork, bork.
Yep.
Yeah, and that hapless chicken who was always chasing around.
There's a hapless chicken in Moana.
There is. It's a really dumb chicken.
Hard eggnog, not boiled.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Eggnog is not cooked, of course, unless you have hot nog, which historically is apparently a thing. Hey, how about stressed?
I have lethargy every season. Oh.
Oh, one gets that sort of sluggish feeling. You need a little virtuous spirits to, up your spirits. Absolutely.
You need a little virtuous spirits up yours.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
I thought that's what you said.
We were talking recently about wazoos, but I didn't say that actually. That's what you get for actually talking to me about that. Well, that was good. It was a short hoist.
Oh, Eric, yeah. I mean, I think you probably have my email, but if you don't, I'm happy to give it to you again. I would love to hear it.
Oh, please. Yeah. That's awesome.
Happy to give it again.
Did you get our holiday collection? Because we put that together every year. I dropped that on the Facebook, and I did an emailing. And if you're not on either of those venues, you might have missed it.
Space.
But let us know on personals and get us your email, and we can drop it to you. Easy.
And Amy saw the Swedish Chef Muppet at the Smithsonian.
That's just a brilliant thing.
Hi, Danielle.
Yeah. Hey, how about that?
Oh, got the lunchbox. Oh my gosh, Pigs in Space. I want the Pigs in Space lunchbox.
Pigs in Space, I recall, was like
Pigs in Space.
Was just like a great takeoff of the whole franchise.
Yes.
I think they're very specifically talking Star Wars because that was a big thing right at that point in time.
Oh.
Although we can bear in mind that the Muppet Show itself predates Star Wars. So it was around, and then suddenly they thought, oh, we've got this thing. Yeah, let's take that off, because that's what the Muppets do very well.
All right, Lewis is asking, what kind of drink would the hapless chicken be?
Oh, my.
Well, I feel like bourbon.
Bourbon seems to work. I don't know why.
I don't know, just for some reason.
I'm not thinking of chicken stock. That does not feature in any drink that I'm interested in.
We'll be going live starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on New Year's Eve. So, and then we'll drop the ball at midnight.
Yep.
And then, assuming we're still upright, we'll drop the ball again at midnight Central.
Central time. If we're still upright, there's always
Mountain time.
And if we're still dropping the old ball at about 4 a.m.
Oh, here, Eric, I'll share it right now.
Eastern time. Oh, boy. So you folks on the West Coast, Watch a couple of ball drops, and we'll see where we go with that.
There.
We're usually, pardon me, that eggnog. Huh. It does these things to you.
Give you the hiccups?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of dairy, you know, but it's good. It's very good.
That
was the Baltimore eggnog recipe, and that is pretty heavy. I gotta remember, and I gotta recall that it goes Baltimore winters. Yeah.
Yeah, the time between Christmas and New Year's is slightly sluggish, and I think
hearty.
it should be.
You need something hearty.
Who remembers Space 1999? I do.
Who could forget it?
I do.
Classic Jerry and Sylvia Anderson live action show. Fantastic. The second live action show they did. What was the first live action show they did? Name it right now. I'm not going to say anything right. All.
Hapless Chicken. I got to think about this.
I have a feeling that should be spicy because chicken products.
11 herbs and spices.
There we go. You can have some fun with that.
This might need more work than we can do on it this evening, but
Eric, PM us. We can actually drop the link.
I feel like I don't know if you can PM on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
No, I just dropped my email address.
Okay, fine.
Oh my gosh, copious amounts of food and drink. Yes to that.
Please, let's go to town. The lounge ball drop is actually free of many things because we're just going to be here and you're going to be there.
Free. Due to distancing and alcohol content.
I kind of feel like we're the original Zoom Christmas conference call, you know, original Zoom New Year's. And we
instant egg white,
we want to give you a little something special because, hey, you keep tuning in. We like to give you a little extra content. Isn't that fun?
Oh, I remember Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah, jeez. No, it is not them. It is not Jerry and Sylvia. I forget who actually put that together. Glenn Larson. It's Glenn Larson.
I forget about that together, Glenn Larson.
Boom, it suddenly came to me like that. Amazing. Who also did... Didn't he also do Buck Rogers, that show? Probably. Similar,
I wasn't keeping track of producers back then.
Similar, I'm just thinking, like, which name did I see at the end of the show every time? Bang! You know?
Oh, Doug says, I had a Belgian ale that touted 5 spice and 6 herbs. You'd be there.
11 herbs and...
I think 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
An egg white. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking. So we're still actually looking for the first
bourbon.
The first live action Jerry and Sylvia Anderson show. They did a number of things that were not.
Okay.
They also did a motion picture in there. If you want to name that for bonus points, that's fine. I know these things because for some reason I remember them right now. But yeah, good stuff. I'm thinking also of the 11 herbs and spices. What were they? Can you name them? We're just asking. And I'm out, so I need a little thing. So let's actually, I need to clear this out so I can use this again. I'll be right back.
Bonanza and space. Oh, Buck Rogers. Okay. Okay. Hearts of Space. I never saw that. Okay. Did you?
Which one?
Hearts of Space?
Nope.
Was it Lost in Space? Oh, yeah, okay. All right. I've lost the thread here. Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. That much I'm ahead of.
Yeah.
Have I seen this show?
We were talking Space 1999. They said, okay, that is their second live action show. Yeah, but what's their first live action show?
Oh,
which I remember seeing at the time, and it was actually pretty fascinating, but I was very young. So
we love seeing you there.
Oh, yeah.
We love seeing all of you there when we drop the ball.
And you know, I would so much rather be here entertaining you. I'm trying to think like...
I think we're kind of entertaining ourselves, too.
Maybe we're entertaining ourselves. Then, and in some other location, freezing my
gobble. We love you guys.
So, hey...
Something twizzle.
Twizzle.
Something twizzle?
Not that I know of.
Why not?
First season. Oh, yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah, there are distinct differences between the first and second season of 1999. And that's actually a function of the producer of the show, who liked to do these 2-season shows. So there were some
Oh my gosh.
Some compromises were made.
Here we go. Space note. Bill Dana, Jose Jimenez, made an honorary Mercury astronaut.
8th of 7.
8th of 7. We have that record.
So now we not only have a Bill Dana record where he's doing Jose Jimenez.
Yes.
We also have The Right Stuff, where, of course, the character of Al Shepard makes a big deal about Jose Jimenez. And, yeah, he gets into a little trouble for that.
Oh, UFO.
Thank
Dean
you.
is saying.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
Yes.
I love UFO.
Yes.
I wasn't even thinking of that
really
one, but yeah, I love
cool
UFO.
series. When I was very young, I remember seeing this. What the hell was this? And it disappeared. And then I was like,
I love the way Lieutenant Jay Ellis has purple hair.
And I really, really appreciate that there's one episode where you see her taking her uniform off, and part of her uniform is her hair. Part of her uniform is a purple wig. Now that's fun.
Lauren
Awesome.
Green out west and in space.
Yeah, bingo. But yeah, the whole idea of like a space a space station on the moon, that which they completely like took off in 1999. A lot of fun.
Michael, I know. What? Oh, hello, Jeff, and Happy New Year to you too.
Hey!
Happy nearly New Year.
Nearly New Year.
Nearly
Yeah.
New Year.
It is merely New Year's Eve. But which I can actually again say Eve.
Tomorrow is
Eve.
New Year's Eve.
I think we should all watch All About Eve in order to be thinking of Eve. That's a great picture anyway. So
Eve. All about Eve.
now I need a thing, so let's go back to where the formulas are.
Oh, Eric says I've always mixed up UFO and Project UFO. I haven't seen Project UFO. I've only seen UFO.
So both those back in the day, we happened to own the whole box set of UFO because I had a buddy who owned it, and I managed to.
And now we do too.
I managed to own it as well, and it's a really fun series. And there's a whole episode where there's a party and the music playing is "Get Back," the Beatles. They managed to license that for an episode. Wow!
I want to showcase this before we forget.
That's kind of fun. Oh yes.
So we got this syrup at King Arthur Flour the other day,
Which was?
and it's just maple syrup, but they call it sparkle syrup, and it's got glitter in it.
It's maple syrup with glitter.
So I'm gonna pour a
That's
little
sort
in
of
my.
the run-amok.
Yes.
I believe they call that a sugaring mill, and they make maple syrup. And
maple
they added
syrup with sparkles.
They added sparkles. We thought to ourselves, well, we could do that, but we have to buy the product because what the hell? So here's one
Oh,
of
Gettysburg, man, that sounds great.
Retro cream. Oh,
Retro cream cheese,
yeah.
port wine, Worcestershire sauce, and cashew cheese ball. That sounds
Oh,
great.
just
actually.
like one of those like cream cheese balls with nuts on the
Right.
outside. Oh, that's just classic.
So I poured.
love that.
Oh my gosh, it is so glittery. You can't. I doubt if you can tell. I will hold it up again.
Very hard to tell.
But this syrup is glittery.
Mm.
Let me know if you can see it. If you can find this stuff, it's so fun.
We found it at,
King Arthur
King Arthur.
Flour.
as a matter of fact, at Roanoke.
Can you see it?
Where are they based? They must be Northeast because
I have no idea.
Fairfax, Vermont. They actually do
Well, all right,
maple
whatever.
syrup, and they
It's not
say
looking.
the ingredients there are maple syrup and mica-based pearlescent pigment. Now, there's another heavy metal group right there. That's Steph. Project UFO.
There was going to be, Shannon says there was going to be a second season of UFO in which Shadow HQ would have been moved to the moon. I would have loved that.
Shadow HQ, of course, was on a film set. That's kind of fun. Great little cover there. But they had the whole moon base. The moon base is where they launched their interceptors to defeat all these guys. There is a sort of there's an original pilot episode of that show.
Oh, good. You
Which
can
is
see
a
it.
little raw.
Goldschlagerish.
Ah!
That should be a word.
Schlagerish.
You created
Excellent.
it.
Excellent.
Goldschlagerish.
But
All right.
I remember seeing UFO when I was very young, and I was just fascinated with this thing. And of course, they were all the dinky toys made by the dinky.
I didn't see it until I was an adult, but I'm still fascinated.
Just amazing stuff. A lot of fun.
Wow.
I did watch
Got it in.
Space 1999 in first run, and that, of course, you watched all those series. We were all far out space nuts at the time.
Messy. I know.
So I'm going to do something similar myself.
Does anyone else remember Space Food Sticks?
Space Food Sticks.
So it's got the glitter syrup in it that we got at King Arthur Flour. And a little bit of lemon juice. And then I filled it with the bubbles.
Top of bubbles. So we get the maple, lemon, and bubbles. That sounds like a classic combo right there.
Oh my gosh. You could do this, if you're doing mocktails, you could do this with sparkling cider. It would be great.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be really good. A nice dry sparkling cider will work just as well.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Disco baking chips from Nestle. Oh, soy.
Soy.
Oh.
Why can't this just be white chocolate? I'm telling you. You'd be okay with that. I need the rye again. Here we go. Onto the rye.
I love that you can see the glitter. This makes me so happy. It's not even my syrup. And like, all right, you can see the glitter.
Got a killer. And since I'm out of glass parts, I'm just going to stir
What if
this.
Mars Rover finds evidence of a cocktail? I feel like, well, didn't, what's his face, have a bar in his office?
Yeah, Ed.
The guy who was in charge.
Yeah, the big guy, yeah. Oh, jeez.
He had a bar
I'm forgetting
in his
the
office.
character's name. I
Yeah.
can almost remember the actor's name.
Right.
But yeah, he did. He absolutely did. I think he had a bar with like different little buttons you would push to get like rye, bourbon, etc.
Yes, he did.
And of course, his his sidekick Alec there, like Alec, and he dances. It would come in and be like, "I'd like some scotch." Press button number 5. That's just amazing.
Oh, okay. People remember the Space Food Sticks. Oh my gosh, Erin made a sparkle hot sauce. No, I love it.
That's just amazing. That you did that, and we didn't do that. That's awesome.
Man.
I love it.
Julie, remember Space Food Sticks?
Oh, yeah.
We made them. I found a recipe for Space Food Sticks. If you want the recipe, message
Ask
me
us.
and I will send it.
I don't know that that's what Pillsbury had in there, but somebody went online, came up with a reasonable thing that you can do to make Space Food Sticks, and they worked.
All right, Gettysburg Man needs some good mocktail recipes for New Year's Eve. All right,
Okay.
a tiny little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of lemon juice, fill sparkling cider.
Yep. You can use the
It's a
non-alcoholic
winner.
sparkling cider. If you can find a
It's a
really
winner.
good dry non-alcoholic sparkling cider, that's good. I found that the ones in the market are a little sweet, but you can always add a little bitters to tame that.
I feel like our store has a wide variety of sparkling ciders available.
Yeah, there are a number of things
They have
out there.
dry, they have rosé.
Yeah.
They got a bunch.
So you can check that out. In terms of other things you could do, how about a non-alcoholic Key Royale? Oh, we pioneered that.
Oh
too.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
We pioneered.
We pioneered that. I will stroke the ego there for a second, because we actually had a party where we had to have something non-alcoholic that was similar to what we were doing with the booze.
Ken loves King Arthur Flour. Yeah, have you been in person? It's
in Vermont. It's
great.
Halfway up the state. It's a great little location. They've got all sorts of great products, and you walk in there and it smells like fantastic coffee, and they got little pastries and things. Oh, so good.
Amy also remembers Space Food Sticks.
We were actually
I made them in a hotel room one time. So if you want the recipe, I don't think it involves any cooking. It might involve some microwaving, but I made a batch in a hotel room. So
no microwaving, it just involved chilling.
Yeah.
All dry ingredients, as I recall. And as I recall, well, I was just about to say that we were very fortunate over the whole holiday to have some King Arthur fresh products like their baked bread. I don't think I've had King Arthur bread like straight from the factory. And
so good.
I had the rye. It was so good.
So good.
Really nice. And of course, King Arthur will sell you the flour to make the rye, and you can actually have your bread pan and whatnot if you're a bread baker, and you'll be very happy.
Doug says they reminded me of long and thin Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
The funny thing is, I did sprinkle glitter on them, and I was told that they looked like long, glittery turds.
Wasn't about to say it, but you did.
I said it.
And then, of course, that was the space year at Tiki Oasis. And who was giving a presentation? Any friends of the mothers? Don Preston. Don Preston was like 82 at the time. So I had to bring him a Space Food stick. And I saw his presentation, which was hilarious. Afterwards, I presented to him and said, "We'd like you to have this." And he said, "I can't eat that." So I was like, okay.
What? You can't eat a giant sparkly turd?
Well, I think
that some stranger gave you.
When he was with the mothers,
Really?
I think people did different things that looked a little similar. So he might be a bit
Really,
familiar
you can't
with
eat
that.
that? I'm shocked.
There we go. Half ounce of Marnier.
What are you making here?
I'm making the rye 77.
The rye 77. Okay, so this is a bubbly version of the first drink he made.
So here we go. Ounce of the rye. Half ounce of the Marnier. Quarter ounce of the fresh lime. Yep. Lemon juice. Here we go. Just trying to keep my stuff straight here. There was a comment here about how we keep all these comments straight. I don't know.
Look.
Yeah, probably. 3 dashes of
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. If you want the recipe, let me know.
Please. Just send us a
I feel
message.
like I could post it, but then I might get in trouble. I don't know.
Somebody posted that online. You find it somewhere. You can share it with people privately, and that is just par for the course. If we put it up here, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Ken has been to King Arthur Flower. Yes, that place is awesome.
Yes.
Gettysburg, Mass. Yes, I prefer my drinks without long glittery turds, but that's just
maybe that's just me.
I know. You gotta do you. Oh, Chess.
Oh, wow.
Saw Don Preston with the grandmothers. Oh my gosh.
Holy Murphy Brock. There's some awesome video, circa 73, 74 with Napoleon Murphy Brock, where he's actually like doing a lot of stuff and he's bouncing it off of Frank. It's a really good period for that version of the mothers. That's well worth. Some people think the 60s is all that there is. No, there's a lot of stuff past that with the mothers. That's a lot of fun. They're a little obscene and they're a little hilarious. And I definitely recommend a lot of mothers video.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. King Arthur puts the glue in gluten.
Ah!
Oh. Eric says, I think I told you this before, but I bought and tried some freeze-dried ice cream from the Science Center that the astronauts had.
Yeah,
wow.
When I was about 10, was that in Florida? And of course, we went to the Space Center and
Errol
we
says,
checked out that.
My sister made some lime jello with Chex Mix, supposed to look like Aunt Bethany's jello. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
That's a great, I'm going to do that.
Well, that's fun.
That's a great idea.
That's fun. Yeah, she supposedly used cat food, but it was...
But you're not going to put cat food in your jello.
I put cat food in here. Anyway, so that was an ounce.
That's a great idea.
Ounce of the rye, half ounce of the Marnier, and a quarter ounce of lemon juice, 3 dashes of the cocoa bitters. Swirl it around and pour into your champagne flute. There we go. Top with the bubbles. I'm going to try this.
Did you add glitter?
Straight up.
You can always spray it with glitter if you forgot.
I'm going to spray it with glitter. That's what I'm going to do. So here we go. Top of the bubbles.
Like it's required.
Again, this is totally in the French 75 family. A venerable drink that I have been enjoying at this point for 30 years anyway. It's one of those things that,
it's a long time to enjoy
really could be in your canon, and I recommend it. It's a great little thing.
Mocktail champagne jello shots. That sounds great.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to spray with some glitter. Probably going to get more on my...
It's going to be all over you, but...
It is. And here we go, folks.
I'm not
Cheers.
sure that stuff's worth it, now that...
I can see it.
All right, well... If you're in a pinch, the pumper bottle...
Hard to see on
works.
camera. But at a party, in person, these days, if you have your friends over, it's fun. And fun is the whole idea here. I mean, I've got a whole poofy thing on my champagne flute. That's the idea. But this is very good. So this is the sort of 75 version of the first cocktail I made. First cocktail is a cocktail. This one is a tall one.
Just removing trolls.
Hot stuff. Thank you.
Bye.
Much appreciated. Toaster pizza.
Toaster pizza or toaster fries?
Oh, yeah.
I do. I think you can still get that stuff. Can't. I don't know.
You can get a lot of things that will say microwave instructions and toaster oven instructions. And they might say oven instructions, but look, a toaster oven will do exactly the same thing
pizza
in less time.
Now I want Gino's pizza rolls, by the way, now that you mentioned them.
Now that you mentioned them, Gino's are actually off the market, but somebody else has picked up the mantle.
Oh, yeah.
I forget who is doing them now, but they're the exact same product with a different name out there. If you take a look in your freezer section and find all the prepared food, all the hors d'oeuvre food, Yeah, take a look for pizza rolls.
I
Somebody's
just
doing
think
those.
of something known as actor pizza, which
Actor
is
pizza.
half of an English muffin,
Mm-hmm.
tomato paste, and cheese in the toaster oven.
Probably sharp cheddar. That's the way
Actor
to go.
pizza.
Throw it in the toaster oven until it gets a little melty, and away you go. Put it on the broiler. Boom. Yeah.
Oh, Lisa remembers.
The fries. The frozen fries could be made in any oven and would actually do fine. And a toaster oven will get them there a lot faster.
Up toaster pizza. I do not remember that, but now
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute. You put it in the
obsessed.
toaster. Oh, okay.
How does it stay together?
And the pop-up fries. There must have been a sort of packaging to keep them.
Yeah. How does that stay together?
Oh, I'm imagining some bad scenarios. But
it's perfect for people who are in a dorm room or something and only had a toaster.
I got to say, most dorm rooms would probably frown on an electrical appliance like that, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They frowned on them, but we had them anyway.
We had them anyway. You know, I had a hot pot and wasn't supposed to have it. We were supposed to go up to, the 13th floor and where they had all the stoves and whatnot. I remember being there one day and a young woman was trying to operate the microwave oven without the door on. Somebody had managed to rip it off. And she was having a lot of trouble with this, and I said, it's not going to work. And actually, it really, really shouldn't work. So you're really going to have to find a different microwave oven. But I was just perplexed at the fact that you would operate a microwave without the shield.
What happened?
It didn't work.
But
which is all to the best.
You didn't put the door back on or anything?
It was ripped off. And I wasn't about to try to put that back on.
I'm going to regret this. Hello, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
And Dave. All right. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, and close in a crust. Oh, okay. Hi, Abra. Oh my gosh, so good to see you. Hey. The pizza wasn't closed in the crust. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So that would be kind of like a Hot Pocket.
Did you ever see the French fry vending machines back east? No, did you?
I heard about such items. There was an idea about a vending machine.
He's
that
from
would
the
have
east.
hot oil, and you would actually dump the potatoes in them and fry them up and deliver them to you. I mean, that should be possible to do in about 5 minutes' time. And I think to myself, yeah, that's a bit complicated and messy. And you don't see them often around, so I'm kind of thinking that idea didn't exactly fly. The simple fact is you can make perfectly good fries on your stovetop with a minimum of oil. You can make excellent fries on your grill if you have a griddle top. We have a griddle top on our Weber. And really, it takes no time at all. And just a very small amount of oil is great. And if you have a deep fryer, go to town. Boom. Just make fries like fries. 3 minutes, you're in and out.
Wasn't she afraid of gamma rays and turning into She-Hulk? Apparently not. Apparently she had no such qualms.
No qualms whatsoever. We remember seeing a picture at one of these Diki events. I believe it was Diki Oasis, where somebody had set up a vending machine where you would put in your coin and get a tiki mug. And I thought, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
It's just amazing. You had your choice of 3 mugs. Hey, here's my quarter. Wow, okay, yeah. Put in some dollar coins.
There's probably more than
get
a
your
quarter.
mug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, French fry vending machines. I know, I never heard about that, but
that's
not
like
from the east.
That's right up there with Jolt Cola, that kind of stuff.
I remember Jolt Cola.
There was a period of time where vending machines really reached their apex. And that time was about 1965, I think, where you could get all sorts of things in there. You could get your ice cream, you could get your fried food, you could get your sandwiches, you could get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, you get your latte, etc. And it's an old concept, like the automat. Automat is a really old concept. So that's actually something that may be revived. I don't know. The simple fact is it's fairly touch-free, so...
Cousin Eddie would really wet himself with the doorless microwave. I got one for you, Paul. Lisa says, I always wanted Tang because the astronauts drank it, but my mom said, no, it's not real orange juice. I have never had Tang. Mom was right. Oh.
Well, of course it's not orange juice. It's powdered muck, but it's orange colored and it tastes like orange, and it's got your full day supply of vitamin C. if you're going to send men and women into space, you need to actually give them something to eat. And you can't exactly give them an orange and say, juice this. Because if you do this, in zero gravity, it's going to go everywhere. And what a sticky mess. So you have to give them something else.
A fry vending machine at the bus station late at night on the way home from the bar and chicken soup.
Oh, so you're talking drunk food.
Yeah.
Which means that what we really need is a fry vending machine that will drop the fries, drizzle on some gravy, and add some cheese curds.
Yes.
And suddenly you have the fry vending machine north of the border, the poutine machine.
Okay, this is $1 million idea. Anyone out there who wants to
poutine machine
and run with it. I probably won't, but damn plate in his head. Cousin Eddie. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, the metal plate is what did it. The plastic plate was okay. But he didn't want to ride down a hill with a plastic plate in his head. And I kind of agree with him. Not a good idea.
Nothing between the ground and his brain but a piece of government plastic.
Well, when you see Clark take the trip, you would not want to do that without a full skull. I'm just saying. And the simple factor is we've actually just innovated a great idea, the poutine machine. And if anybody is actually watching from north of the border, there's your $1 million idea right there. I'm not going to do it because but it's great. It's great.
But if you're watching on this side of the border, that would also...
Yeah. Because, like, if you are in the Montreal area, this is a common...
I don't need another project, but if someone...
available food, which is absolutely hangover.
Poutine machine, band name.
Poutine machine. Poutine machine. I gotta love that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Doug says, I bought Tang when... Okay, I gotta go back. I bought Tang when the quarantine started on the advice of bombed in the bomb shelter. Yes. Yes, we did do the Tanqueray and tonic back in the day.
The Tanqueray and tonic was actually quite good. If you want to believe me, then I mean it wasn't terrible. Absolutely.
The triangle spread sandwiches from the vending machines. Oh yeah, I like to cut my sandwiches into triangles.
Isn't that kind of fun? I do that too.
like Clark said, do you really think it matters? Yeah,
it matters, Eddie.
I think of that a lot actually. When someone's like on about something really, important to them and has no real consequence in life. I just think, do you really think it matters?
I think it matters. I'm still on the poutine machine. I'm kind of thinking to myself that ultimately...
Well, then maybe this is your $1 million
poutine
idea.
Can't make it because the cheese curds. They do not incorporate as well as other things.
But you could just do cheese.
So the simple fact is, south of the border, what you would do is nearly the exact same product. In the New York and New Jersey area, that goes by a different name. And that does not involve the cheese curds, but cheese shreds, and that is called disco fries.
The disco fry machine.
The disco fry machine.
And then it could, lights could,
flash, and the disco ball can spin and bang. There's your big packet there. You got a little cardboard soup container that contains
There's my New Year's resolution.
Freshly fried fries and the gravy and a bunch of melted mozzarella, and suddenly you feel like a human being again.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Bang.
The disco fry vending machine.
Disco fry vending machine. That is some kind of brilliant I can't.
And then when I'm dead, people will tell the story of oh, yeah. And then she invented the disco fry.
You invented disco fry machine.
Vending machine, and then she was destitute after that.
I think that it would be a big hit. The simple fact is, every diner in New Jersey, whether you're talking the northern tip all the way down to Atlantic City, knows what disco fries are.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, now vending machines take debit cards. Really?
Hello.
It makes total sense because no one has cash anymore. But
I don't carry very much in the way of specie myself.
Specie spicy.
Specie spicy. So that's the thing, the disco fry machine. That sounds like it's a brilliant thing.
Oh, you got an air fryer. Gettysburg Ma'am got an air fryer.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm air fryer curious.
It's a game changer. Well, we hear that frequently in different contexts, and I'm interested to see how well that does.
Yeah.
So tell me this. So grab your potatoes, cut them up, put them in the air fryer, right? Throw on some gravy, and then put on some cheese shreds and see what happens. Can you do that? Do the
I was
instructions
just
say
thinking
don't
like
do that?
liquid cheese.
Yeah. Interesting.
It could drop your fries.
Yep.
And then blorp some gravy on, and then blorp the cheese on.
Probably Cheese Whiz.
And then just serve it to you. Oh, Abra loves her air fryer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so curious.
Big fun. Big fun.
I don't have room for another appliance, but we want to do an addition on the house, so we can make room for more appliances.
We got that item over there that does the pressure cooking and the steaming.
The Instant Pot.
And honestly, it makes yogurt too. We did that once. It's a bit of a work.
Oh gosh, that took like 48 hours or something.
No, I think it took 24.
It took a long time. And when I thought like, oh geez, you left this in the Instant Pot, it's going to be horrible. You're like, oh no, it's not done.
Look, you're just letting things take their course. It worked very well. It really did.
Yep, Lisa's been looking at...
I would do it more often.
Yep. Air fryers.
But yogurt is cheap. So.
Oh, okay, good. All right, she's loving it.
We have a few appliances that we use with regularity. The Instant Pot does great stuff with beans, dried beans. That is your friend when you're trying to actually rehydrate some beans. We do that. And also boiled eggs. You want to do a bunch of boiled eggs because what are you making? Deviled eggs? Oh, that's the thing. And
I do a lot of
heal pretty easily.
Eggs in the Instant
As I recall.
Pot.
So steaming is the way to go with eggs.
But I did my frigging pudding in the Instant Pot.
That's right, too.
The one we had last week.
The steamed pudding.
When I did my, so bring us some frigging pudding.
Mm-hmm.
I did that in the Instant Pot. And it came out great.
We have a minor amount of that left because we took it up to the folks. And most of it was consumed. So I guess it was pretty good. Pretty good frigging pudding.
It was some good frigging pudding. The recipe was called, so bring us some frigging pudding. And we did.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Awesome. Well, now I want one too. I've got FOMO. I've got air fryer FOMO.
Baguette fryer makes it sound like I'm thinking of breakfast in New Orleans. And what might you have?
Beignets?
Oh, yeah, beignets. Is there like a beignet machine? Oh, wow. Because I remember being in New Orleans.
Probably. I was about to say no, but then I thought
we were at a conference that was all about booze, and after the second day, I was like, oh, wow, this is heavy. And I show up at the hotel, the event hotel, and a very kind gentleman in a waiter's uniform says, would you like a beignet? I'm like, yes, I would. And that,
oh my gosh, yes, I would.
Really, a couple would really save my life. Those were so good. And this was not at the classic beignet place. This was at the hotel.
Abra made
such good beignets.
Cornbread in her Instant Pot.
So, yeah, beignets are brilliant.
That.
Oh, cornbread. Yeah, excellent idea.
Steamed cornbread? Yeah, I could see that.
Sure.
The frigging pudding came out and that was steamed.
A pudding should be steamed. It is a suet pudding, which we made vegan. Well,
we did. Yeah, we did the vegan version of frigging pudding.
How about that?
Just
it was really good.
It was like a dare, but it worked. Yep. It worked great.
We found the appropriate vegan fat, which is a vegetable fat, and what else was in there? Like crumbs, and
breadcrumbs,
and the figs.
And
the figs. Chop up
lemon
the figs.
zest, lemon juice.
Yep. That worked really well.
Yeah. Didn't have much.
Surprise, surprise. All of these things are like pack into a coffee can and steam for 5 hours. It sounds like a ton of work. Ultimately, get the correct appliance, it's good.
Coconut shrimp in the air fryer. That sounds great.
I bet it was. And a lot less hassle than doing it in the deep fryer, which we did within the past year.
Jen.
Come to think of it. Yeah.
I gave 2 egg steamers to relatives for Christmas gifts this year. Ooh, game changer for deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good gift.
Well, I think there are 2 great deployments for deviled eggs. Use one of these appliances that steams them for you, or go to your supermarket and find the pre-boiled eggs that are peeled. Because we know people who do that too, and it's, you know what?
Well, if you're in a hurry.
It works great. So that's the thing.
If you're in a hurry.
buy your boiled eggs, check the expiration date. Yeah, it's so easy. No easy. If you have eggs, put them in one of these things, the Instant Pot, the steaming device. Boom. Otherwise, you're boiling eggs. I don't think it works as well. You have to steam them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And puddings need to be steamed. That's how they do. Otherwise, I think they would stick like hell to what they're in, and they would never let go, and you'd have a real mess.
Yeah. You don't want a real mess.
Any of you folks who bake out here and put things in the oven and steam and all that, you understand what I'm talking about. Things can really get hairy fast. But we're talking about puddings. Christmas pudding is something that's traditionally made with like an animal fat and a bunch of like leftover bread and some currants and things like that. It should not be that kind of a challenge. And it should not stick to your mold.
Oh! Doug says, makes me want to try a boiled pudding recipe.
I believe you have the technology in space.
It's your birthday, Abra!
Well. Hey!
Happy birthday!
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
all right.
Well,
I want to do something.
I'm going to pour some more bubbles.
Yeah, I know. I want to.
In that case.
I want to do something in honor of your birthday. Happy birthday.
You don't say. I believe I need more bubbles.
I'm going to put some disco dust in my bubbles.
Disco dust.
Here we go. You know what? I'm going to do some blue disco dust in my bubbles because it's your birthday. I would have had a candle handy or something.
If we'd known.
I know. Okay,
yep.
I put a bunch of glitter dust in my bubbles.
I put a little lemon juice, and I'm going to put some bitters.
All right. This should be really pretty.
Angostura.
Or ridiculous, but you know what? Oh, it's all floating on the top. I'll have to stir it up. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Floating on the top is pretty too.
It is pretty from here.
I'm going to come in and show you. All right. Let me know if you can see it. It looks a little weird, but it's glittery, and that's the important thing. Let me know if you can see it.
We have one comment here about you making me want to get an air fryer. Well, you know.
You know what? I'm just going to stir it up.
In this discussion, are thinking that this appliance works well. That's basically a recommendation, and if it really does, then I'm glad for that because
I'm just gonna stir it up.
You see a lot of things out there that you might do. Some of them are not that worth it. It sounds like that is. So I'm glad.
You know what? It's just floating on top.
Yeah, it's just floating on top. And now this one is totally coated in glitter. You don't say.
Oh, hey, can I use your shaker to park this in? Wow, it is just floating on top.
Sure.
But it's still pretty.
But of course.
All right. Close that up. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So glad you could join us again. And of course, there's been a lot of conversation about these topics.
I'm going to have blue glitter on my lips.
Yep. Probably.
Aww. So much birthday love. You love it. Oh, it's so festive. Okay, good. I'm glad you can see it. You never know what you can actually see. So
I think that's showing up. You've got a definite blue layer going on there. It's quite the blue dust, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, you can see it. Lisa was concerned about where we would store the air fryer. I just realized we could store it in the stove. We no longer will be using. I love that.
And we've come. It's a game changer. Makes a difference, huh?
I love it. I love that you love it because it sounds fun, and now I want one.
Well, we have a deep fryer, which also works for popcorn. We have the Instant Pot, which works for pressure cooking and
steaming,
yogurt making, and steaming. And steaming is very important.
It's supposed to work as a slow cooker, but I have a turquoise slow cooker, so I use because turquoise.
But the simple fact is, if you have a slow cooker and then you do a party, you need about 3 slow cookers. So essentially, you would want to have more than one in the house. So if one of these things actually doubles as a slow cooker, that's a good idea. And I found that Instant Pot actually does very well at everything it claims it does. It says it will be a pressure cooker. Oh, absolutely. Brilliant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Slashes your cooking time and, by 90%. That kind of thing. What else does it do?
50%.
And as a steamer, brilliant. It does the eggs. They peel. That's incredible. You want to make a yogurt maker? We did it. It worked. It worked really well.
I remember it made a lot of yogurt.
We made a lot of yogurt. So
what do you do with all this yogurt?
I mean, there are classic...
Before we had neighbors we liked.
Classic formulas for yogurt that don't involve any of this stuff. And you just have to have a warm place and blah, blah, blah. You don't need any of these tools. But it would speed your plow. So think about that. And I'm trying to think what else it does. It does not actually do any kind of frying.
Oh!
Other appliances
my air fryer is turquoise. Okay, well, since they have it turquoise, what? Now I've got to have it. Because
my response to that is...
Because I'm like that.
My response to that is, of course yours is turquoise, as it should be. And now I think ours has to be. Unless it comes in leopard. Just saying.
No, turquoise for the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Leopard if it was going to be in here, which... Oh my God, I had a wonderful, awful idea. I had a wonderful, awful idea.
And which was?
All right, the back bar is all set up for Christmas. But I feel like when it's not Christmas, maybe we need some sort of bar snack machine behind us. Where we can toast up bar snacks.
I'm thinking
of
on
the regular
sort of thing you see at hotels where you're trying to dispense cereal.
Yeah.
And you push a dial and it comes out in a bowl-sized portion. Perhaps we could do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and Eric is listening to a music track called Turquoise Hexagon Sun. This means something. On
the various streaming services, many such things appear with regularity and make me go,
like sous vide.
What is that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Abra made yogurt too.
Yogurt.
Yes.
Yeah,
it works. It worked great.
It worked for us first time.
I'm thinking we need something back here that would be like a bar snack machine, whether that's an air fryer or a toaster oven. I don't know, maybe both. I never felt like I needed a toaster oven until now.
When we start talking about confined spaces, we can't put an entire oven in back of us right now, but a toaster size. I mean, after all, we've had the electric fryer on my side frying Spam, so maybe we could do that.
I'm just thinking, if we had a toaster oven, well, what are those? Oh, you worked in a convenience store. What's the thing?
Ages ago, yes.
What's the thing that like rotates the food? What was that called?
We didn't have that.
Oh, you didn't. What kind of convenience store was that?
Not a very good one, apparently.
You know what I mean? Like it would have hot dogs, but
and I think it's out of business now. But it's actually the rotating grill. It's a grill.
Rotating. Yeah. We need a rotating grill, and it has to have like a '70s picture of like nachos on it or something.
Oh.
You've seen those. Remember those?
two dogs.
Had this like
2 dogs and some nachos covered with the orange cheese.
Of nachos or something. That's what I want back there.
Gotta work on you. Hilarious.
Oh, I know.
We're starting to talk about some awful convenience food here.
Oh, rotisserie. Yeah, rotisserie makes a lot of sense, actually. Would pot sticks be considered a bar snack? Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am shared it. Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you.
So here we have the ultra air fryer.
Would pot sticks be considered a bar snack? With like.
You mean pot stickers or potato sticks?
Stickers.
I'm just wondering.
Pot stickers would be great drunk food. Actually, roller
They
dogs. Yes, yes, yes,
Roller
yes,
dogs.
yes. But yeah, all right. It's a rotisserie. That makes
Mhm.
perfect sense.
But it's a
Ooh.
rolling kind of thing.
Roller dogs. So I'm not crazy. Chaz remembers too.
Crab Rangoon dip.
Crab Rangoon dip. Mm.
If you're ever in Des Moines, Iowa, and you happen to hit a very particular Chinese
rotisserie.
restaurant
Errol
that's been
said
there
it
forever,
too. Errol said
they
it
will
too.
serve you a crab rangoon pizza. Wow, that's kind of something else. We've done this.
Yep.
I think it's 5 years ago, and
Is that
was really
No,
amazing.
More than that.
I think it was 5,
Wasn't that 2014?
16.
No. 14.
Yes. I'll have to take a look at the schedule and figure
14.
out what was what. But yeah, that was good.
It was 14.
It was fantastic. Yeah, very cool place.
Roller disco dogs.
Mm.
Or disco roller dogs, I should say.
Disco roller dogs to go along
Can
with
you
your
air fry crab rangoon?
machine disco
I don't
fries.
know.
Try it and let me know.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I have to say. I do not own an air fryer. I can't tell you. If you would do with that and check it out, keep the fire extinguisher handy. Let me know.
This conversation is making me hungry, by the way.
Maybe. Yes. Oh, we have a response. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you can deep fry fries, you can deep fry anything with minimal oil in an air fryer. The idea is you get a lot of hot air and minimal oil, and it makes it happen. It's kind of simple. It should work with a lot of things. It's kind of like a toaster oven versus an oven. It will cook faster. It's a tiny little thing. So.
Well, I'm here for it.
Yeah. We also found, by the way, that when you have an oven with the fan in the back there,
Oh, yeah.
the convection makes it happen faster. Because I cooked the turkey over Thanksgiving, and I sent these folks here off on a mission, and halfway through the mission, I said, well, the turkey's done.
Oh, yeah. I used it today.
Yeah.
The fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
It makes things cook a lot faster. You're moving heat.
Oh, the crab rangoon wontons. Yes.
Mm.
Oh, so good. Pot stickers. Yeah, I feel like pot stickers are great drunk food, Peter.
They really are.
You could do a lot worse if you're needing to soak up some alcohol.
And I think in
stickers.
certain areas of the world, that is actually truck food. You would find pot stickers out of trucks. And if you were actually wandering around saying you wanted to sober up a little bit, that is the stuff. And it's easily done.
Did someone call for heat transfer mats?
If you'll post the formulas, we will know how it's done.
I love me some pot stickers.
No, pot stickers are good. Well, you have gyoza. Mm-hmm. And you have pot stickers. And you have pierogi. Everything is a dumpling.
I'm pretty sure I
certain
probably
parts
have
of the world.
blue glitter on my mouth now, too.
Probably. I don't see it. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, we'll chalk another one up for blue glitter. It's not on my
I would just say that
it's not
everything,
on my mouth.
everything is a dumpling in certain parts of the world. Many things constitute a dumpling. And
the hard-boiled egg in the air fryer. I love it in the Instant Pot, so I'm dying to hear how it goes in the air fryer. Oh, yeah, the fan on the oven, Errol. Yeah, we didn't have that until recently, and that's everything.
Because this house came with a really cheap oven, which I understand. And
it also has a light in it. Like you can see the stuff in the oven. Our old one did not.
Got rid of the oven that did not have any of this, and somebody took it away. So I got to say, that's a big thumbs up for recycling. Absolutely.
Oh.
Big fun.
I love it.
Big fun. Cooking food via various convenient, various conveniences is a lot of fun, isn't it? We're talking about how do you do French fries. Well, the classic method is a big pot of oil. Maybe you can do that a little easier. I do it on the grill. I just put that on a hot pan.
Oh, good night, Gettysburg Meow.
Hey.
We will see you New Year's Eve.
We'll see you in no time at all. If I happen to have some temperature outside that's not brutal, I will actually go out there and do it on the grill. And I have a big plancha, and I do that on there. And then I make the fries are awesome. Minimal of oil.
Is a calzone nothing but a baked dumpling?
Oh.
Food for hot.
I will say no. Dumplings actually have very springy coatings, but a calzone needs a crispy coating. I've never seen a dumpling with a very hard, crispy coating.
But isn't that the cooking process?
It might be. I mean, I have seen a dumpling like that. I don't know. Actually,
I think it's a fair question.
Deep fried dumpling would do that.
I think it's a fair question.
But ultimately, it looks for the world like a large dumpling.
Exactly, hence the question. Must go somewhere and figure this out.
Correct. Ultimately, you are very close to a great discussion question at a seminar. Oh, fine. Yeah. I can't answer that. Is it this? Is it that? But the fact is, if it looks like it, and if it tastes like it, if it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, then there you go.
Catching up.
It is, in fact, an enclosed pizza.
Hello, Karen. Happy New Year to you.
Hey.
And speaking of
Happy
New
New Year.
Year, we will be live on New Year's Eve starting at 11:30 Eastern.
December 31st, right here at this stage.
Also New Year's Eve.
Yep. Also New Year's Eve. We'll be 11:30 Eastern time. So, if you're watching from the West Coast, 8:30 in the 9:30 Central Time, and then 10:30. Wait a minute. Where's myself? Western time is
Pacific.
Pacific time.
If it's 11:30 here,
It's 9:30 what?
8:30.
9:30 Pacific.
No, 8:30.
8:30. Yeah. 8:30. 9:30 Mountain.
Mountain.
10:30
Central.
Central Time. 11:30 Eastern Time.
Eastern Time.
Yep. So there
Hello,
you go.
Brooklyn. Good to see you.
Hello. I've been thinking about a lot of things lately.
Yes, New Year's
Not
Eve party.
recognizing
It'll be
time zones.
here, 11:30 Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
8:30 Pacific. New Year's Eve. Oh. Calzones are like empanadas or Cornish pastries. Yes. It's an enclosed pizza. Yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
is.
Yes to all of it.
Yeah.
Time zones are hard.
Well, a Cornish pasty has more in common because I think it's actually a dough, like a wheat
I
dough.
don't even know.
But an empanada is probably a cornmeal dough. So it's a slightly different, it works the same way. Absolutely. They're all designed to actually enclose all of your food inside something you can hold and walk away with
Like a hot pocket.
from the street cart. And that's the idea.
Like a hot pocket.
I think-
Only not horrible.
I think people have been eating from street carts since about, 2000 BC.
Since
So-
street carts were invented.
Since street carts were invented. So obviously it's a great idea. Street food is a thing.
Street food is a thing. And on that note,
Well,
does anyone really know what time it is?
no, I don't have a watch.
Anyway.
5 o'clock though. And maybe it's about that time.
I
will
think
see
it
you
is about
in
that time.
2 days.
Oh, Karen. All right.
Hey!
We will look forward to seeing you here.
Mm-hmm.
We will be live starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
It will be dropping the ball in as many time zones as we can stay awake for.
We'll do our best.
And if we make a big old pot of coffee, that might be a lot of them.
Could be
We'll
3
see.
zones.
Doesn't even really care.
Gotta love that.
Anyway. Okay. 10:30 will be, Lisa knows, meat pie time.
Thanks so much.
Interesting question. We have, anyway, meat pie discussion for another time. But,
that's basically
all right.
Dough versus pastry. And all of you chefs out there will be able to talk about what the differences are. But we are here to tell you about good drinks and good food. And the fact that we'll be here in 2 days.
Dough versus pastry.
And in 2 days, we will see you all. And the fact is, we'll see you in 2 days. We'll see you soon.